Hello and welcome to Knit in the Room Designs, where we do all of your left-handed knitted tutorials. And today we're going to talk about a picot hem. We're going to learn how to do picot hem left-handed. Come along and let's get started. So I've gotten to the point on my sleeve where I am going to start my picot hem. So here is the picot row. We're going to do this one for you so you can see how this works. So it's a yarn over, knit two together, yarn over, knit two together for these narrow picots. Now, if you're doing a wider picot, you can do yarn over, knit two together, knit one. But for this nice narrow picot, it's just a simple yarn over, knit two together. And you're going to do that all the way around. And yes, I do have a little bit of eczema on my fingers. You know, I always get comments about it. It's there. I'm sorry. I can't control it. But that is all this row is. Okay. And I'll be right back. It'll be about 10 minutes for me and about 1 second for you. And I will complete this out so we can now sew. Okay, I am back and we are going to start sewing now. In this case of this pattern, I needed to knit, oh my goodness, 7 rounds after my picot round because I am knitting a June dress and that's what the pattern calls for. Your pattern might call for something different. That's fine. Just follow the pattern. I also find when I am knitting these rounds after the picot round, I like to use a smaller size needle. Now, June dress calls for you and requires for you to switch to a smaller size needle. Some patterns don't. I just find working with a smaller size needle actually does help make it lay flat better on the inside. So I'm going to show you 2 methods for sewing down a hem. Neither method is right. Neither method is wrong. They're just different, and that's okay. So the method I'm going to show you is the way I learned about 20 years ago from a vintage pattern that I was working on. It is a faster and more efficient way to sew the hem down. Is very easy, but the con of this one is on the inside, on the wrong side. It does not look as professional. If you want a more professional finished look on the wrong side, on the inside of your sweater, your dress, your bonnet, or whatever, you're going to want to use the second method I'm going to show you when I complete the other sleeve. So first, we're going to do the easy, fast method. So we are going to take this, we're going to sew this stitch down here. How are we going to do that? We're going to flip it over, okay, like this. And I follow this stitch down. Here's the yarn over. Here is the stitch right here. Okay. Follow this down 8 rows. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all twisted. 7, 8. So this is going to be my row. And so I can find it later. I do this. Just for the first one. I don't do it for any other one. I just pick it up onto my needle and sew it this way. I'm just going to go through just to hold the first one down. Now from here, I hold my work this way when I do it. It's easier for me. I'm going to go through like as if to knit, pull it off, and then I'm going to, there's that first one that we did. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, it's here. It's a little big because it's a pickup round stitch, okay? And now we're going to go through the second one, okay? Now, you'll notice I always cut way more yarn because one time, years ago, probably decades ago, I didn't cut enough. And I ran out, like here. It was bad. So now I overcut how much of a yarn I need for sewing. We're going to do this again. As if to knit, pull it off, and go through the next stitch. Okay? Let's do one a little bit closer for you, okay? Go through this next stitch on your needle, pull it off, and I'm going to go through the next stitch to sew it. Like I said, this is fast, it's easy. I've already got 3. So I'm going to show you a little method. Like when I did this is the skirt hem. There were hundreds of stitches on a big wide skirt. So to make it go faster, I'm going to show you a little quick cheater method. Ready? I'm going to go off, pull the stitch. Don't pull the yarn all the way through. I'll do the next stitch, and I'll just do 3 stitches here. I have been known to do 5, 6, and then just pull them all through at once. This faster, speedier way only works with this method of hem sewing. And there we go. And that is going to be how you sew your hem down. And this is what the inside is going to look like. Okay? So it doesn't look bad. You'll see the other way, it looks so much nicer. But this way, too, nobody's going to see the inside of a sleeve. Who's going to see the inside of your sleeve, right? Only you. So this way works great. This is what it looks like on the front. Obviously, I said I did it down here, so this is what it looks like. I haven't ironed this down yet. This is what it looks like, okay? So I'll be back in 1 second for you in about 20 minutes, and then we'll start on the second method. Okay, I have finished the second sleeve. We are ready to get seaming. Now this second method, again, looks a little bit nicer on the inside, but on the outside will look exactly the same. So let's get started. So just like we did before, we're going to work onto the inside. I'm going to follow this down. Follow that first stitch down to the yarn over, and then we're going to follow it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds down. Now I am going to go into that stitch top to bottom, okay? And then we're going to grab the first stitch off my needle, back to front. What we're doing is essentially grafting. So we're now going to go up and around, right? I like to pull it through up here, I'm not going to lie, and down. And now we're going to go through the front of this leg, and then we're going to go back to front of this second stitch, pull it off the needle, okay? And then the same stitch that we came down through, which is, where is it? Here, right? We're going to go up through the same way we came and down. Go through the front, out the back of this stitch that you had just pulled off, and then back to front on the stitch on your needle, pull it off. Okay, go up through the stitch up here that you already came down through, come back down on the next side, front to back. This is the important part. This is the part that I messed up so bad when I was learning how to do it this way, because I always wanted to come through this way. Do not do that. It will not look as nice. Front to back, back to front on the second stitch, pull it off. Okay, go up the same way you came down, and then come back down. Back to front on the second leg, front to back on the first leg, pull it off. We'll do a couple of these so you can really get a good view of what it's going to look like. Up the same way you came, down, front to back on the first stitch, back to front on the next stitch, pull it off. Okay. We'll do a couple more. Up the way you came, back down, front to back, back to front, pull it off. We'll go a little bit faster now. so I can finish this needle because I really want to show you what it's going to look like on the front and the back. There we go. That should give you a good idea. Now, look at how finished and polished that looks compared to this, right? Do you see the difference? But look at the front. These are my picked up stitches, but you can see, even if I showed you my picked up stitch area on the other sleeve, they look exactly the same. On the front, it looks the same. If I pulled this tighter, it might look a little bit better. Where's my tail? Boop. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. It looks the same. Isn't that crazy? But this is where the difference is. Right here. This just looks so much nicer and neater and tidier than this side. Because we essentially are grafting this side in. So like I said, both ways, both methods are perfect and great. Neither one is wrong. Neither one is right. I hope this was really helpful for you. I hope this helps you expand your knitting skills. If this was useful for you, make sure you like, share, and send it to a friend. Follow the YouTube, follow the blog. And if you're looking for June dress in either baby, youth, or adult sizes, you can head over to the blog and you can find the free pattern there. Happy knitting. I really hope this was helpful for you.